Good afternoon, colleagues. Bulelo Topiso here from Mbiegazo channel, Mbiegazo Boxing channel. Don't worry, I'm testing my systems. I'm also not ready, but I'll be ready in 5 minutes. We're having a big interview tonight. We're interviewing Mr. Bongani Magasela, a renowned writer and a boxing analyst from this sort. So I'm very honored to be having him tonight. We are going to be asking him or discussing with him about the 3 fights that are happening in the next 2 weeks, after the 2 that happen in the next 2 weeks, which is Crawford and Porter, which is happening this weekend, and also Azinga versus Okawa next week, and also Macabo versus, I hope my friend will not watching it, Macabo versus Canelo Alvarez. So it's going to be exciting. We are getting expert advice. Actually, expect views about these 3 fights that have just been announced and also happening. So please join me. Send your questions already that you want us to ask Mr. Magasela, and also we will then make this exciting. So give me 5 minutes to be ready. Thank you very much.
When they hear that train,
okay, I'm live, and I'm not available. Thank you. I don't want to sit here. I want to sit here and watch with your dad. Come say hi. Say hi to Mbiegazo friends. Tell them what's your name. What do you think, Esisha, about boxing in South Africa?
More sport in South Africa.
Oh my God, you didn't say that. You really say that? No, boxing is big, bruh.
It's only kind of a big sport in America.
In America, it's also big. Yeah, Esisha, I took you to a boxing match, and I thought you enjoyed it.
There's like I stayed there for 5 hours.
Yeah, the tournament was long, but at least you enjoyed it,
But you only said one. There are like 2, 3 clubs. No one watches.
Okay, we'll be starting shortly with Brabongs, Mr. Magasela. He'll be joining us, giving us his expert view of Crawford versus Porter and Azinga versus Ogawa. There are a lot of fights that are happening, guys, over the next couple of weeks. We can't fit them into one episode because we noticed that our episodes are too long. As a result, we are not having a lot of views. So we're trying now to make them short. We'll try and have this one to be about plus minus 20 minutes, but we need to reduce them, guys. We need to reduce them so that we save your data and also we keep it exciting. So yeah, bear with us. Thank you very much.
Stimela, sihamba ngamalahle, siveleta la kubayi. Sangela dawa puta, hey baby, what is this? Stimela, sihamba ngamalahle, siveleta la kubayi.
Okay, we're waiting for Mr. Magasela. We are on time. We scheduled this interview for 18:50, so we're still on time, and we're communicating with him. Definitely, he's going to join us. Please forward your questions, your comments, things that you want us to ask Brabons as we discuss, Crawford versus Sean Porter, Azinga versus Ogawa, and Makabu versus Canelo Alvarez. If we have time, we'll also ask him about Teofimo Lopez, my best boxer currently. I'm a Teofimo guy, and I like that boy. And I hope that is going to do well, against Cambosis, because also himself he's been having a lot of challenges towards this fight. His fight has been postponed a couple of times, because of challenges, with COVID, challenges with his the chosen promotion company. So he has been having a lot of problems. As a result, that has attracted a lot of media attention towards him, and he found himself to be answering a lot of questions and to be on social media and everywhere, trying to clean his profile. So we want to see if that is not going to affect him in this fight. But we know he's a very talented boxer. Make no mistake. He's very talented, that boy, and very confident and mature in the ring. He is mature, my friend. Make no mistake. We're talking about Teofimo Lopez. So his fight is going to be exciting on its own. So, but I'm not sure if we'll have time with Brabongs to try and keep the interview to about 20 minutes, because we noticed that our interviews are long. So it's fine. We'll have long interviews, we'll have short interviews. So yeah, but we'll try. We'll try and get through this and get it. We are on Mbuyekezo channel, Mbuyekezo TV channel on YouTube and Facebook. And guys, we need those numbers. We need those numbers. Please, when you have time, and also even now as we're waiting for the interview, please subscribe to the channel. There's a subscribe button under every video, videos of video that you see. Press subscribe and also go to far right. There's a bell there. You press the bell. The bell will give you three options. Choose the top option, which is notifications. So it will every time we have a video, it is going to notify you. We are going to have lots of videos, special over this weekend. We're looking for all IBF champions that we have ever produced in South Africa. We're looking for all world champions that we've ever produced in the country and represented South Africa. Where we want to interview them from tomorrow until the date of the fight with Azinga Fuzile. So please, guys, don't forget to click that bell so that it can always remind you and notify you when we have a a uh, a new video. Okay, now Prabongs is supposed to be joining us at this time. Of course, it's a Friday, guys. We hijacked him, so we need to be a little bit patient. But we want him here. We want the expert advice. We want this so attend here. So let's give him some time. I hope he's somewhere. He's not hiding anywhere. Okay, let me just send him a message to say we are ready. Ready. Okay. Yeah, we are ready. So let's hope that we are. Yeah, he got the message. And message here.
Okay, I just something.
No, sit here quickly and learn how to run a YouTube channel and advise your dad,
I already know.
and say, Dad, this you're not doing well here. You need to improve here.
What do you very need to improve at this point?
Yeah.
It's been 13 minutes. I only have three.
Huh?
It's
There
been,
is Bongani Magasela.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. Papa Igebra. Uh, Prabongs.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Prabongs. We are live on Biogezo TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Welcome, Prabongs. How are you?
I am okay, sir. And how are you?
I'm well, Prabongs. Thanks very much, man. Yeah, I'm happy that finally we make this interview to happen. You've been having a very busy week, but we said, okay, we're going to be patient because we really need your expert view, expert analysis of what is happening globally in the world of boxing.
Yeah, expert view. What can I say? Thank you for, you know, for actually making me feel that important. I am nothing. I'm just an ant who is trying to make a difference.
That will never happen, Prabongs. It will never happen. Of course, we're not going to discuss, your career today, but I mean, the work that you have done and you continue to do to put boxing in the forefront of print and electronic media, it's very, very important. And also the work that you are doing within BSA, to try to shape up our sport, making sure that we improve, the professionalism of the sport, because that's the only way we can market our sport. So thank you for your contribution, Brabongs. We will have a special a day where we discuss this and I know how to make you to come to this studio. They I'll use the same way I made you to come here. Okay, Prabogs. The reason we said that we needed to talk to you, Prabogs, is basically that there are a lot of fights that are happening. The time so limited. We just do not even have time to discuss the undercards in each tournament. But this weekend we have a big fight, of Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter. I've had some other experts, in the channel, in Dr. Lois Omja and Mr. Sidnile giving their advice, and I made them to fight. So it was they were coming from opposite sides. Other one saying that Porter is winning with a knockout in the early rounds. Other one saying that if the fight, goes longer, Terence Crawford is going to win with a knockout. So now, I don't want to influence you, but I need your views. What do you think is going to happen in this fight?
Yeah. Well, the most important thing that we must take cognizance of is the fact that this is not just a fight. This is a boxing match between a pound for pound fighter against a good boxer. Terence Crawford
Yes.
undefeated after 37 fights with 28 knockouts. He is my favorite to retain the title. Reason being that Terence Crawford is fighting, to prove that he belongs, in the list of the best boxers in the world, to
In the
justify why
elite.
he is, yes, to justify why we regard him as the best pound for pound fighter. And also, there is a fight that he wants, which he believes will elevate him to, you know, to the highest echelons of the sport of boxing. I'm talking about a boxing match against Errol Spence Jr. Look,
Yes.
when you look at
Yes.
Crawford, he's a very smart or the best finisher in the game, very
Yeah.
tactical and smart. He can be ferocious. He's an
Mm.
entertainer. While
Mm.
entertaining, he also wants to win. And
Mm.
look, he's dexterous. He's a
Yeah. Yeah.
southpaw who switches when the need arises to confuse, the opponent and become an orthodox. On the other
Yeah.
hand, you have Sean Porter, a former world champion, a great fighter in his own right. But why am I not making him a favorite? Is because I believe that Sean Porter is fighting to prove that he is still a force to be reckoned with. When you
Mhm.
match a boxer who wants to belong in the league of the Sugar Ray Leonards against a boxer who is fighting to prove that I still have what it takes. For me, the fight or the battle is already won because those two fighters are in the
Mhm.
ring for different reasons. That's my take.
Mhm.
That is what makes me
Yeah.
look at Crawford as the favorite because he is under no pressure. He is aiming high. He knows that he's a step away from, that the summit. Whereas Uporta is fighting to prove that, hey, hang on, I am still a force to be reckoned with. So yeah,
Yes. Yes.
that's me. That's me.
No, 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 no. Also that was it's still my, view also in terms of this fight. Because I've seen Porter fight, and I was very worried about his style. He always looks down a lot especially when he's throwing his blows, which makes him open, to a lot of blows that will be coming from Crawford. So, what do you think, are the advantages of Terence Crawford versus Porter in the ring in terms of their styles?
Well, as I said to you earlier, that, you know, the motivation on the side of Crawford is being at a doorstep of becoming a star. Anything that he does, it comes natural, as I said. He's a smart finisher, a technically sound boxer, and who can also be ferocious, which means he can hurt you. I mean, the 28 knockouts in 37 wins is a testimony that the man can crack. I don't want to worry much about
Yes, yes.
styles. I don't want to worry much about styles because styles, some people say styles make fights, but they don't go on as to explain what do they mean by styles make fights. Give me what works most is the motivation, the drive. What made you take take a particular fight? What are your intentions? Do you just want to intend the title and remain a champion, or you want to win this fight in order for you to actually knock at the door of the higher, should I say, not the higher power, but status, if I may put it that way. It's for that reason that I want to emphasize the point that all those things for me on the side of Crawford, Terence Crawford, tick the box and make him the favorite. Some people may say
Yeah.
he is under pressure to defend the title. I tend to differ. All what will be happening is that the pressure, when from my point of view, is on uh, Porter to
Okay.
take the fight to Crawford and take not only taking the fight but making sure that he takes Crawford out of his comfort zone. The person who should actually
Yes.
be that we should be worried about and thinking about his style, what style or what strategy does he have, will be
Mm.
Porter, not Crawford.
Yes, 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 yeah. Now, do you think that Porter's experience, because if you look at his resume of the guys that he fought, I mean, it's quite impressive, even though some fights he lost, but I mean, his resume is impressive. Do you think that will help him to, I mean, to deal with the skills and the caliber of a boxer like Crawford?
My good say, me tipping Crawford to win the fight doesn't necessarily mean that I am writing off Sean Porter. Not at all. Sean Porter is a great fighter,
Yes.
former world champion, a good fighter to be precise in his own right. His achievements
Yes.
say a lot about his potential, the capability. But I'm just saying, going
Yes.
into this fight, he has to outdo himself. Remember that a loss
Yes.
could could actually eliminate him to being a stepping stone to young fighters, whereas there is a title at
Yes.
stake. So for me, there is a lot that he needs to overcome in this fight because it's not only about a title, it's about proving to the
Yeah.
doubting Thomases that
Mm.
he is still a force to be reckoned with.
Yes. 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 No, no, no. Thanks, Brabons, for that analysis. And now we can move on to the next fight that we've chosen, Azinga versus Ogawa. Azinga, I'm happy to learn that he managed to get his visa and he'll be traveling this weekend. And he has now less than 7 days, I mean, to acclimatize himself with the environment in New York. What do you think about this fight? And also the conditions of the two boxers, the readiness of the two boxers.
You know, such fights actually uh, make me become an enemy to the managers because if you truly believe that Azinga Fuzile is gold, you first have to demonstrate by being willing to spend. What do I mean by spend? This is a boxer who is used to fight in front of, you know, 1,000 fans, mostly all rooting for him. He is going in to fight in a foreign country against a boxer probably whose career is looked after by the promoter, I assume. Remember, here at home, press conferences do take place, but boxers and somehow even their managers have not been educated into making them understand the importance of press conferences. Now, you have a situation where a Azinga Fuzile is going to be in a flight over 20 hours with who? Chief Njeganye, alongside no one else in the aeroplane, something that he is not used to. He arrives in a foreign country. Probably there's like 5 massive cars, your Cadillacs, cameras flashing. Something is not used to, waiting for him. That on its own, those two things for me count against, a South African. Now, I want to go back 100 years ago. Bramzi Mnguni, may his soul rest in peace, together with, Rodney Blemen, I assume. They had confidence in Welcome Nita. What did they do? They would take Welcome Nita and base him in the US at the Kronk gym. Let him mingle with world champions. Let him rub shoulders with champions. Let him breathe the same air that world champions are breathing. Let him believe that he is one of them. Let the Americans, whether they like it or not, see him walking up and down. Some begin to associate with him so that when he goes into the weigh-in already, the Americans know about him too. Probably he will be accompanied by the guys in the gym that, at the Gronk, who were actually helping him in preparations. The confidence of that boxer grows. Now, in the case of Azinga, I am worried. There has been a lot of negativity going on in the country, although no one can actually tell exactly what has been the problem. We know Rumble Africa Promotions. What do they do well when it comes to marketing their fighters? Their CEO Nomfesane is very good. Is very good in terms of dealing with the media, publicity, and stuff. But that has been missing in this fight. Probably it's you and I who know that Azinga Fuzile is going for a very big fight, which could be a fight of his life in America. Fighting for the title that is written South Africa all over it. Right? Is the country at large aware that Azinga Fuzile is going to be involved in such a fight? I doubt. That on its own also has a negative impact, I believe, on the side of the boxer, because somehow it says to him that people at home are not saying anything about me. So it simply means that I'm going in there just to fight.
Not a problem, guys. No. I agree with you.
That worries me.
No, I agree. I mean, problems.
But at the same
I'm reading a
time,
lot of social media, and it's worrying.
At the same time, that could work in his favor, because it may motivate him to go in there and prove to people who do not believe that, he can do this thing and win. Because no one did Azinga Fuzile a favor to be in this position. He fought his way to become the #1 contender. That says a lot about his potential. Now he's fighting Ogawa, a 33-year-old former world champion. Not much has been said about Ogawa, but what we have seen of him is that he's a very stubborn, tough, competitor. He's gonna test Azinga Fuzile. He's gonna, take him down the dungeons. And if previous fight reports and conduct has anything to do or to go by, we believe that Azinga Fuzile will weather the storm and come out tops. We are fully behind him. We want him to win. We want him to make South Africa proud, and also motivate and be a role model to youngsters
Exactly.
from Duncan's
Yes.
village.
Yes.
Duncan village is a shanty township. You're not expected to do wonders coming from such surrounding. But Umbulelo Potile
Yes.
paved the way. So yeah, I want to
Yes.
believe
Yes.
that despite all the challenges and the difficulties, Azinga Fuzile's
Yes.
hunger,
Yes.
drive,
Yes.
potential
Yeah.
will help him sail through.
Yes, yes, yes. No, no, thanks, Rabongs. I mean, it's important that, I mean, all these issues, these challenges that, I mean, Azinga is going through and other boxers, I mean, are discussed so that we can, I mean, only improve if we discuss the challenges so that in the next event we can do better, you know, instead of not talking about them and we see the same thing being done over and over again. So thanks for your expert view on Azinga Fuzile's fight. We wish him all the best, and we've got full confidence in him and his team that, I mean, they will bring the belt. And now, the last fight that we want to discuss that we need your views on is the one that has been announced from the WBC convention, Canelo Alvarez versus Junior Macab. I mean, I mean, an honor. I mean, an opportunity for Macabo, you know, to be fighting the best pound for pound boxer on the planet. So, what is your take on that one?
First things first, as Junior Makabu has the obligation to defend against Tabiso Mkuno.
Yes.
When the WBC announced on Tuesday that they have approved the request that was made by Canelo's manager, Ray Reynoso, for Canelo to fight Makabu in May, I got disturbed because it gives me an impression that there's many things happening, in the back yard or behind the back that we are not aware of. How can they approve a Canelo Makabu fight when Makabu still has a date with Tabiso Mkuno? Do they know something that we don't? Isn't Tabiso, capable enough to dethrone Makabu? I have a problem. Hence, I said first things first. But at the same time, funny things have happened in this sport of boxing. Maybe Tabiso Mkuno will be approached and offered what we term as a step aside fee, to allow
Oh, okay.
Makabu to defend,
That would be nice. Yeah.
against Canelo. And should that
Yeah.
happen,
Yeah.
I can tell you now that sadly, Tabiso will never get the opportunity to fight for the WBC title because the Mexicans have a plan with Canelo. The plan is to make him the best thing ever to have happened in boxing. They have succeeded.
Yes.
Right now, as we speak, he's won, multiple world titles in the multiple or three weight divisions. You're talking about a boxer who has never fought in that weight division, but he has already been approved to fight at cruiserweight. So my take is that if Tabiso steps aside, the WBC will have succeeded in taking care or capturing the WBC title that is held by an African who is Junior Makabu. And once that fight takes place, rest assured that Makabu will be required to knock Canelo clean out to retain the
Yeah.
title, of which I
Yes.
don't see that happen. I don't see that
Yeah,
happen.
that's true.
So for me,
That's
really,
true.
I
At
wouldn't
this
want
stage,
to talk about. I wouldn't want at this stage to worry much about a Canelo a Makabu fight. I would rather prefer to engage the WBC as well as Mkunu's camp and explain to us
yeah.
what seems to be a controversy. You have a mandatory an obligation to make a mandatory defense against this person. Then the sanctioning body sanctions a fight against someone who's not even rated in that weight division. You as as Tabiso Mkunu's managers, what are you saying about this?
Yes, 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 yes. I also, I mean, I read on social media that Tunu's team is actually wants to challenge that, so that they can be, I mean, addressed appropriately in terms of what is going to happen as they are the contender for the fight. Yeah, so that it will be interesting to see how will this pan out. Yeah, so yeah, that's what we had in store for you, Brabongs. Because it's a Friday, I don't want to keep you long. But before you go, maybe you can give us your top five best pound for pound for this year.
This year,
Yes, yeah.
who obviously it's Canelo.
Oh, the Mexican is winning.
We have no choice. He deserves it. He's done well for himself.
Yes,
I
yes,
want
yes.
I want to say the number two will be the man I hate to love. I love to hate. Tyson Fury.
Oh, yes. Oh,
The
Tyson
third
Fury.
one, the third one will be Tank Shevante.
Oh, Davies. You
The
must start
fourth
fighting
will
the. You must start fighting also. I mean, boxers in his weight class also.
my brother. These guys are in boxing for two things: history and
Yeah.
money. The worry
No, I
about
agree
fighting
with you.
boxers in the weight divisions is only here in South Africa. That is why our fighters are unable to make money.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, I agree with you. That's true.
So the fourth one will be Terence Crawford.
Oh, good. Okay. Terence Crawford. And the fifth one.
The- yes. And the last in my list is yet to come. I
You
can't
don't
just
have
be
anyone.
giving, I can't be generous and just give people,
Yeah.
status when, in my belief, do not deserve it. Those four for
I mean,
me are my
your
top
top
four,
five.
not my top five.
Okay, thanks, Braboms, for everything, for your time, for your expert analysis of these fights. We'll keep in touch. This is live on YouTube and also on Facebook, and it's going to be available almost immediately, in those two platforms. So thank you very much. Let's keep in touch. Let's have another debate, soon. And discuss
On,
boxing.
only a pleasure,
Thanks
my
a
good
lot.
sir, and good night.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, sir. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Sure, sure. Interview, Brad, wangathethi?